according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan.
Promoting tons of these ICO scams at the time, and he also narrowly avoided an ICO fraud lawsuit for the same thing, under the defense that he wasn't actually influential enough to convince people to buy the scam.
I'm robbing y'all. Phelps does nothing but... appreciate it.
It seems Floyd Mayweather may have just dealt a serious blow to his own reputation. He recently claimed to have purchased $42 million worth of Manhattan apartments, boasting online that he owned the buildings outright with no partners involved. But according to reports, no such deals appear in official records. The flashy claims are quickly being exposed as questionable at best and completely false at worst. If proven untrue, this could seriously damage Floyd's credibility, possibly for good.
Ever. All right. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I'm bringing people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
As Floyd Mayweather approaches 50, his obsession with flaunting wealth shows no signs of fading. He continues to post videos decked out in designer clothes, flying private, and flashing stacks of cash. But critics say this constant need to prove his success is exactly what's steering him toward financial trouble. Instead of building long-term security, they argue Floyd is fueling an illusion, one that's getting harder to maintain.
It kind of, think it's a red flag when you're 50 years old to feel like almost 50 and still gotta flex on social media. But, people on social media do what they do best, especially black people, try to tear each other down. So people start researching, Angela Lee started researching, and they found out that Floyd was capping. Now, Floyd is part of like some type of ownership group that got a part of it, and you got 50.
In one viral clip, Floyd spreads bundles of cash across a table like at a buffet, flashing stacks of hundreds as if they're trophies. But when someone feels a need to constantly show off physical cash, it often sends one clear message: insecurity. True wealth doesn't need to shout. Real money moves quietly. It doesn't beg for validation online.
Money made, money made, money made all day. Right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20. Benjamin Franklin right here. Money made all day. We in the bank, doing what we do best, count money.
Mayweather may have an undefeated record, but that doesn't mean fans enjoy watching him fight. In reality, many admit they only tune in hoping to see him finally lose. His ultra-defensive style is often labeled as boring, and when paired with his arrogance, it's no surprise that more people root for his downfall than his victories.
One of the best middleweights of all time is fighting this weekend. I didn't say greatest, I said best. I am really high on Janibek Alimani. He beats Canelo, he knocks out Crawford with ease. This guy's a monster, absolute freak. If you guys haven't watched his highlights, if you guys haven't watched the full fight, go watch him. He's fighting this weekend. Make sure you guys tune in. His last fight was absolutely domination. This should be illegal. But a lot of people ask me like, Jared, why are you so high on Janibek? What does Janibek do, or whatever the case may be? The guy is huge for 160. He's huge for 168. He debuted at 175. He's a light heavyweight. He's cutting down to 160 because Canelo won't give him the fight at 68. And 75, he's still a bit undersized. But he's a southpaw, quick hands, quick feet, explosive one-punch knockout power, insane timing, insane punch selection, amazing boxer on the inside. Probably a top 3 boxer when it comes to fighting on the inside the pocket. Probably has the best uppercut in all of boxing. Janibek Ali Mahanila is a monster. I hope you guys tune in this weekend to see what I've been seeing.
Not long ago, Floyd was hit with a ban for promoting shady financial scams, including questionable crypto projects and quick cash schemes. But as soon as the ban was lifted, he jumped right back in, this time teaming up with Kim Kardashian for yet another NFT promo. It's clear he hasn't learned a thing. Instead of changing course, he's doubling down on the same money-hungry missteps.
When Floyd Mayweather was banned for 3 years from promoting securities after scamming his fans with an ICO called Cintratec. He was promoting tons of these ICO scams at the time, and he also narrowly avoided an ICO fraud lawsuit for the same thing, under the defense that he wasn't actually influential enough to convince people to buy the scam. And now that it's 2022, his 3-year securities ban is over, and he's back to scamming again. He's currently being sued once again for his promotion of Ethereum Max alongside Kim Kardashian, and also has gotten really into NFTs.
If you in the NFT world and you betting on me, you will never lose. But what I need you to do right now, go get May Reverse. That's my new NFT. I've been working on that for months. If I win, you win.
Now, it's pretty obvious from these comments that Floyd has learned nothing after not reading the SEC settlement. So maybe that's why he tells us we can't lose by betting on it. So let's put that to the test with his last 3 NFT projects.
I'm dropping my NFT tonight. FloydNFT.com, August 10th. Go get it right now. Matter of fact, don't even wait till August 10th. Get it now. My NFT. Own a piece of my legacy. Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm not just in 30% or 40%, full 100%. I'm all the way in.
Now, Floyd's World was indeed a huge success for Floyd Mayweather, who raked in $4.9 million. But what happened to his fans? Well, they're furious because the price of this NFT has collapsed over 90%, and they angrily responded in the comments section, "You already have an NFT project. It's called @RealFloydNFT. You released it last year and then stopped working on it immediately after. Have you been punched in the head so much you're forgetting these things now?"
From dodging taxes to reportedly being held hostage in Dubai over unpaid jewelry, Floyd Mayweather's history is filled with financial chaos. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a consistent and concerning pattern. It's no longer just about losing money. It's about losing trust, credibility, and control over the very image he spent years building.
Well, it turns out that the rumors were true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now, multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole mess.
Floyd Mayweather has made millions, but he's also faced serious accusations, like taking money for events, merchandise, and meet and greets that never actually happened. Fans have paid for appearances and exclusive content, only to be left empty-handed. A viral TikTok expose even pulled back the curtain, revealing how much his brand is just smoke and mirrors, more hype than substance. While Floyd bragged about making $100 million from the Conor McGregor fight, insiders and analysts continue to question the truth behind those numbers.
What's the biggest fights you've ever had? Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever.
What did that gross?
It did 4.4 or 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy.
Yeah, so that worked out okay.
It did.
Chael Sonnen, a fellow fighter and master trash talk, didn't hold back in his critique. According to him, Floyd's issue isn't making money, it's burning through it. Sonnen said Floyd no longer steps into the ring for pride or passion. Now, it's all about paychecks. The flashy lifestyle, the cars, the jets. they come with a heavy price. He summed it up perfectly. Floyd's no longer fighting for belts. He's fighting to pay the bills.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion, Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, I mean, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
Floyd Mayweather often ties wealth to success, turning social media into a personal stage where he flaunts stacks of cash, luxury cars, and other flashy symbols of status. To him, it's all a reflection of hard-earned achievement. But critics, including Shannon Sharp, aren't convinced. They argue that this constant need to show off could point to deeper issues, like reckless spending and a focus on image over true financial stability, rather than securing long-term wealth. Mayweather seems more invested in impressing the public, and that mindset could backfire in the long run. And that's it for today's video. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.